Debuts, we're talking about Best Comedy Guest Actor today. I've got Riley Chow and Marcus Dixon. Now, we have a few differing opinions here, which is nice. We're not all on the same page, and I want to go straight to it. The first thing is, I think this is Bill Hader's to lose from Saturday Night Live. Obviously, he submitted the episode. Yeah, I'm telling you, mate. He submitted his crowning achievement, being a host. It was so funny. We'll talk about some of the sketches that he's involved in, but you guys don't think he's that much in front that I do. So I think you have him in fourth, Riley, and Marcus, you have him in third. Why? Why are you not on the same page as me? Marcus, tell me, did you not just laugh throughout this whole episode?
You know, I had no problems with this episode. I thought it was fantastic, but there are two people better than him, so that's why I have him in third. It's nothing against him, it's just there are two people that really, really stood out. But you know, something that just occurred to me is Bill Hader is in Trainwreck. It's a huge summer hit. It may help Amy Schumer for Inside Amy Schumer, and it could help Bill Hader here too. So I could be wrong.
Well, Riley, I think you are wrong, Marcus, and Riley, I think you're wrong too. But tell me why you don't think that Bill Hader just knocks this one out of the park.
See, when Marcus was saying that there are two people better than Bill Hader, I thought he was going to finish the sentence with "in his own episode," because in that celebrity impression segment, I thought there were a number of standouts. He was okay. I mean, I really liked Bill Hader's submissions when he was a supporting actor. I wanted him to win then. This year, they have him doing a lot of his old sketches, like they tried to bring the puppet one back, and it just wasn't as good this time. I mean, his other sketches, he's laughing through them, or he's, you know, very obviously reading off the teleprompter. I feel like when you're an SNL host, you have to really knock it out of the park, or you kind of get discounted in this category. Or maybe someone like Melissa Leo or somebody who just has a short performance.
Well, I think that's the gamble you take, I think, with these categories, because you know Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon have both won twice recently, generally for this category, and they knocked it out of the park in my opinion. I thought they were pretty much out in front in those years, if not first and second. With this, I felt the same way, and I was ready to discount him, because we can discount a lot of Saturday Night Live players, and we have in the past, because they just don't quite completely knock it out of the park. So when I watched it, I was ready to just completely write him off, and yet I spent the whole episode, and you know, I hadn't watched it during the season, so this is the first time I'd ever seen it. I spent the whole episode just laughing out loud. The monologue, the old man reporter, Al Pacino, Stefan. I mean, I know he breaks through half, but that's the whole point of Stefan. We just wait for him to break. And
I don't know if that helps.
Oh, I think it does. I think you need, if you're really funny, I think that you have a leg up in the comedy category. It doesn't hurt. And that's why I think that he is well out in front. And I know that you both have John Hamm out in front. And I was prepared to put him there as well, because I want to see him win a damn Emmy. I just want to see him with an Emmy in his hand so badly that I had him out in front for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then I watched the episodes 2 days ago, and I've put him in second. And the reason for that for me is that I kept saying, is this the right episode? Well, hang on, where is he? And then when he's in those few scenes in the courtroom and on the camcorder, they're really funny, but he didn't really knock my socks off. So I don't quite understand why you both have him out front. So please try to convince me.
Well, I think they're going to bypass the episode submissions in this specific category, because the story's out that Hamm has never won. I think he's going to win for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Oh, his episode title, too, is Kimmy
Makes Waffles.
Kimmy Makes Waffles. And I think he's going to win for Mad Men, too. I think there's such a love in the industry for this guy, and now that, you know, everyone pretty much knows he's never won an Emmy, I think that's definitely going to help him. And you're right. I mean, Riley, he had better episodes to submit, didn't he?
For sure, he should have submitted that one called Kimmy Rides a Bike, which is 2 episodes before, which is where he shows up in the courtroom. He delivers, you know, speech after speech. He sings and he plays the guitar in the middle of it, and he's in the entire episode. I mean, in this finale here that he did submit, he's in the beginning when they play a bunch of clips on a VHS that they find, I think, and then he's in at the end of the episode, you know, when he's taken off to jail or whatever the punishment for crimes in this universe is. And but yeah, he's not really in it. I mean, I might be convinced to move him down to second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because we have to. I mean, we watch the episodes so that the people who are trying to predict these categories don't have to. And what we're saying is, if you just go by the episodes, and I know that's not, you can't just do that. That's crazy. But if you just go by the episodes, I can't see how John Hamm's out in front. Although there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background, as you guys allude to, and I really totally buy that, because I think the story of Emmy night will be John Hamm has 2 Emmys, but. Look, I'm just going to go with my gut, and I've been surprised before. I think last year I had Jimmy Fallon in second. I just cannot remember who I had in first, but I had some theories that they're not going to go over the Saturday Night Live guy again. But they loved him. He was really funny, and he was an all-rounder in that episode. And I think Bill Hader, he does that to some extent. He's really, really funny. So
I think John Hamm deserves to win for this character, because it's such an over-the-top funny Emmy-type character. Even though in the episode submitted, he's not that front and center. But if you just look at the character overall, the Reverend character, I think it deserves an Emmy. So even if he wins, even though he didn't submit the best episode, I think people will be happy with that.
Okay,
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm trying to strike a balance between taking the episodes into account this year and not taking them into account since they don't have the blue ribbon panels anymore. And I'm not even sure that they actually saw the later episodes of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt that he was in, because I don't think his nomination is the result of people watching the show. I mean, he was nominated multiple times on 30 Rock, and he would appear in just 2 minutes, or he'd have a cameo in the live show or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's tough, yeah.
Yeah. So if the popular vote has anything to do with it, it could help him or even harm him, because he's been nominated many, many times and he hasn't been able to go over the line. So it's really a crapshoot. It's so hard this year because so many things have changed. But let's just concentrate on what we've seen. And Bradley Whitford is a really interesting. He's interesting to me. There's some arguments for and against. So I love this character. I think he is excellent in Best New Girl. He's fantastic, and I love this show. And the show did very well at the Emmys. And he plays completely against type. And he's kind of funny-ish. There is a couple of scenes that I found really funny. The one on the payphone and the one in the car at the end. They were great. And that show is not laugh out loud, knee-slappingly funny. So he has a lot going for him. Unfortunately for me, when I watched all the episodes, I had to put him in third, because I just thought that Hamm and Hader had more arguments for them actually taking home a trophy. So I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about Bradley Whitford. I know, Marcus, for example, you think that Riley and I are crazy for not having him higher up on our list. Why?
For all the reasons you just mentioned, he's an Emmy winner for The West Wing. He was nominated for that show over and over and over. And the scene you talked about at the payphone, that was really, really funny. Like, he's wearing the dress and he's talking to his son. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And it's just, the visual is really great. And he's in the episode a lot. I mean, this is one of those guest episodes where, I mean, he probably didn't have anything better. This is probably the best thing he could have submitted.
Yeah.
And you also feel for in this episode. It's all of these things combined. The only thing that's preventing me from putting him in first place is the funny factor. I mean, there's a great example last year: Uzo Aduba versus Laverne Cox. They submitted the same episode, and the person that won was Uzo because she was funny in that episode, whereas Laverne was way more dramatic. She cried even. So I think in these guest categories, for the comedy ones, they do go for the funniest performance. That's why the SNL people win all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much just that I'm just apprehensive about putting somebody who's so dramatic up ahead. But yeah, he is in the episode a lot, and that was a very long list of reasons to vote for him, Rob.
Sorry, I just completely hogged all the good reasons, but honestly, that payphone scene, when he tells his son to man up, and he's wearing that very skimpy, dress with the wig. I mean, I just thought that was one of the best scenes of the whole season of any show. It was just very well done, and he just really delivers. If he wins the Emmy, I won't be surprised, and I'll be cheering. But yeah, that's where we're standing. I think this category is an interesting one. It's going to be difficult to make that call. Let's talk about the other three guys because they are all. We have them all in our bottom half of our list, and I just want to go straight down to the bottom for me and Louis C.K., who I really admire, and he's been nominated for Emmys a million times, and he's won I think 7 for writing the various things that he's done. He's been nominated again for hosting Saturday Night Live, and I was very underwhelmed by this one. It was the finale with Rihanna, and I really didn't like his monologue. I didn't like any of his sketches apart from one. When he's playing the Sprint employee. I thought that was quite fun. But what do you guys think about Louis C.K.?
I think they just give him the weirdest sketches on that show. I mean, there's that one where he's talking to the elves, and they're like, please sexually dominate us.
Yeah,
How did this make it to air? I don't know. And then later in the episode, he's a music producer, and he's like, listen to my girlfriend, she's a singer, you're going to jizz your pants or something. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. I thought the best part of the episode, and the best part of all his SNL episodes, is his opening monologue where he just does stand-up.
I think he is in 6th place because this episode is so controversial, and I'm talking specifically about the child molester joke. I don't even have children, but I was very much offended. Rob, I wonder what your thoughts were on those child molester jokes he told.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm very much for you can make a joke about anything. I hate politically correct people and thought police. I hate that. So you can make jokes about whatever you like. But it just wasn't funny. Like if it was a really funny one about child molesters, I'm all for it. But his monologue for me completely fell flat. It was just not like him. His stand-up is usually so on point. So that's why I was disappointed, because I'm expecting it to be up here and it was down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wasn't that confident in it either. Like at the end of it, he's like, okay guys, we got through this monologue. The Emmys this year are actually okay with sexual assault, it seems. They have the Louis C.K. controversial monologue in. They also have the Game of Thrones Sansa rape episode nominated for directing over the big White Walker battle sequence.
Yeah. So,
they don't mind.
I have a feeling the voters will kind of feel like we do if they watch these episodes and they get to that point. I mean, but to be honest, I don't think he was a front runner to win this to begin with. I think there's just so many great other performances, and that's nothing against Louis C.K. I absolutely love him, and he's nominated over in that Best Actor category, and it shows up, and he's up for writing again, I believe.
Yep.
So he'll probably win in a different category, but I don't think this one.
So then let's talk about Mel Brooks. He's in the aptly titled Celebrity Guest episode of The Comedians. So you're expecting this to be a good one, and it is, kinda, because there's 3 scenes where he's really at his desk in his office, and he's just I don't even know if it was scripted. I have no idea, but it felt very improvised with Billy Crystal, and Billy Crystal's just laughing like a little school kid with Mel Brooks, who is just the god of all comedy. And the only reason, if he wins this, it's because he's Mel Brooks. There's no reason for him to win this award based on the episode. It's good, he's funny, but there's nothing. There's nothing for me to grab onto. What do you think?
Yeah, and what's funny is there's actually an Emmy on the desk behind him.
Yeah.
So, like every scene he's in, there's like an Emmy. Is that like a hint to the Emmy voters? I don't know. But you're right. In our drama guest actor slugfest, you talked about Alan Alda's episode. He just sits there the whole time. That's what Mel does. He just sits there. It's 3 scenes. They probably filmed them back to back to back, and just changed clothes. And I mean, it's Mel Brooks. I mean, he's not acting here. He's being himself. And there's a great photo gallery on Gold Derby if you want to check it out of all the people that have been nominated for playing themselves, and they almost never ever win. So I think this is going to be one of those. I'm glad he's nominated. It was a great episode, a great show. The show just got canceled yesterday.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
Now people know when we recorded this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the Emmys were kind of past this phase of just straight name-check nominations. I thought they were nominating more obscure people, maybe the guest actresses from Orange is the New Black last year, for example. But come on, they didn't watch the comedians. Mel Brooks, he's nominated because he's Mel Brooks, and he might win because he's Mel Brooks. And I don't think, yeah, you really have to take the episode into consideration even.
Do you think if his name was Mel Wooks with a W, would he be nominated? Because he would be way at the end of the ballot as opposed to on one of the first couple pages. I'm all about this alphabet theory.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think so. He's Mel Brooks, and his name's towards the front of the ballot. You know, this really reminds me that I'm very surprised, really, about how the Emmy voters completely discarded this show, and then FX killed it off. I thought it had some merit, and I thought it was going to do better. I thought Billy Crystal had a chance, and Josh Gad, and maybe the writing or directing, and I think it only got a couple other nominations, maybe one other. I can't remember.
It just got songwriting for
and nothing
for the same episode.
So if it was Mel Schmooks or someone that we'd never heard of, they wouldn't even be in this category. So that bums me out. I'm sorry to see this show completely and utterly fail.
I agree. I loved this show, and the song in this episode, the one that's nominated, the "I Want to Kiss an Old Man." I really hope that Billy Crystal and Josh Gad will perform this song on the Emmy telecast because it's so funny. I want to see a live version of it.
Yeah. Exactly, and that song category disturbs me beyond belief, obviously, because there are no Empire songs in it. So let's have a song like this win instead. That'll be a nice consolation, especially for that songwriting duo that brought us the Frozen songs. Yeah, so unless you guys have anything else, let's talk about Paul Giamatti because he's in a very talked about episode of Inside Amy Schumer, the black and white 12 Angry Men satire, I guess you could call it. And he was nominated last year. He's in the drama side. He's back. He's really a favourite of many. He seems to be an actor's actor, so they do like him. And he was the standout to me of all the men on that episode. In that episode of Inside Amy Schumer, I thought he was okay, but I just thought there was better. And that's why I had him in.
Sorry, it cut out for a second.
Yeah, so Rob is Frozen on yours, right?
Yes. So, yeah. But you have him pretty high up, don't you?
Yeah, I have him in second. I mean, Paul Giamatti, he will get nominated at this point, especially with regard to the Emmys. He's lost for a supporting performance in their catch-all category for Too Big to Fail. I mean, if it is just a straight popular vote, I think that he might win. He really hams it up in his episode, but I just think that when people think back about 12 Angry Men Inside Amy Schumer, which is the episode that he submitted, I don't think that they're thinking about Paul Giamatti. I think they're thinking about Amy Schumer and how she did such a great job and directing it.
Right. I have him in fourth place. I think, the first half of the episode, he really doesn't speak a lot, and then he gives that really hilarious speech it was right in the middle, and I don't know, he could be a dark horse to win this. They absolutely love him, and I also loved Jeff Goldblum in this episode. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's definitely the highlight for me of Inside Amy Schumer's most recent season. But yeah, he's not up the front. It's going to be Whitford, Ham, or Hader, and looks like you guys are going with Ham. And Ham seems like the safe bet, right? So I don't know if you have anything else to add there. I think it seems like a no-brainer. We've got three guys that could probably take this out. I think Bill Hader is much more of a threat than many people are giving him credit for, but I could be completely wrong. I have been wrong before. It has happened. So
you could be right with Bill Hader. I mean, I just don't know who, in my personal predictions, who I would kick out of the first two slots, Ham or Whitford. So I think I'm settled with those top three, and then the other four interchangeable, really. I mean, the other three are interchangeable. But, Riley has Giamatti in second place.
Yeah, that concerns me. So I might have to really consider, because I respect what Riley comes up with from time to time. So I'll have to think about that. But would you guys pick anyone personally if it was your choice as a voter? Because I would go with Whitford. I would do that because I just really respect his performance in that show. Would you guys have a change of heart if it was John Hamm or any of these guys?
Probably go with Hamm, I guess. Maybe Hader.
It's funny if I knew for a fact John Hamm was winning for Mad Men, I wouldn't want him to win here, because I really love Bradley Whitford's character. But if yeah, so that if I don't want John Hamm to win 2 if it means Bradley Whitford can't win 1. But if John Hamm is going to win for Mad Men, I would want Bradley to win. I think I just repeated myself. Sorry.
You see, that's really telling, because that means that Hamm is only winning for other reasons then. Like, that seems to be the story here. It's about he's never won an Emmy. We're not sure about whether he's going to win for Mad Men because we've been burned before so many times and we're all so like over it that this is his chance now to finally get that trophy for something. And so let's just give it to him from there. And that's why I just don't know if that's going to hold water. I have 2 words. It's Steve Carell. The Emmy voters don't care about sentiment as much as we hope they do. And that worries me. That's why I'm not quite convinced.
Yeah, something that helps him is that I don't think he's winning for a drama actor. And this is the first year that we'll actually have a lot of voters voting in multiple acting categories. So if they're not voting for him there, then he might get some sympathy votes over here.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that slugfest, because I haven't had a chance to think about who's winning drama lead actor. But that's another story. Let's leave that until next time. All right, guys, I think we've covered it. Stay tuned, everybody. We've got plenty more of these slugfests coming your way. We're going to talk about every acting category. You're going to be really, really tired of our faces, but that's okay. You'll live. Anyway, make sure you put your predictions in as well, because the more predictions, the better. It'll make the odds even more exciting. And anyway, we'll see you next time.